What's good, boys? Welcome back to another video. Yesterday I posted on my Instagram story and I essentially just said swipe up with whatever questions you guys have for me for my new upcoming YouTube video. So today I'm going to be answering your guys' questions. You guys said about 50 different things, but about half of those were relatively distinct questions, so I kind of broke it up to between 20 different questions that I'm gonna go ahead and answer. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first question is, my channel only going to be trading, or will there be any stock and crypto videos? So my answer to that is it's mostly going to be trading. I don't trade crypto. I do hold crypto, but it's always for long-term investments. I've been holding crypto since 2022 and I don't trade it. I don't pull out. I literally just invest it and hold it for the long-term gain. There soon will be vlogs on this channel. Not yet. I would assume sometime early next year I'll start doing vlogs when I can actually start getting out and travel more. I'm really in the grind mode right now. But yeah, essentially just vlogs and day trading. Next question, what are your New Year's goals when it comes to trading? So my personal New Year's goals is to get max allo on 6 different prop firms. Right now I have max allocation on Top Step, and that is the only firm I'm max allocated on. I'm shooting for Tradeify, My Funded Futures, Alpha, Lucid, and Take Profit. However, with Tradeify right now, I'm in the Tradeify Cup, so I'm not allowed to trade anything related to Tradeify until the Tradeify Cup is over, and that is halfway through December. So all of December, I'm going to be working on just building buffer, getting my allocation up, and then by the time the New Year's comes around, hopefully I can pass all those evals, get max allo heading into January so we can start the year off strong. How did you stop getting married to a bias? This is a really good question because I used to get married to a bias all the freaking time, and it would cause me to lose setups or just miss them completely because I was, I wanted to see shorts, but then the market is playing out and it's going long. So really for me is I started worrying about what the next draw on liquidity was instead of focusing on trends. And that really changed my entire day trading journey. If you guys don't even know what I'm talking about, go check out my latest draw on liquidity video. It's like 4 or 5 videos ago. And I literally talk about what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I literally just go on in the morning and I'll mark out buy side, I'll mark out sell side, and whatever side gets hit first, I'm seeing how price reacts off of it. Okay, cool. If we hit sell side first, are we starting to see a rejection or are we starting to displace through it? And that is how I'll determine, okay, where is the next draw on liquidity? And same thing for buy side. If we hit buy side first and start to see rejection, I can be like, okay, maybe we're going to sell side. Or if we start displacing through buy side, I can be like, all right, today we're in a bullish market. I'll look for a continuation and see if there's any more draws above. So that is really how I increased my win rate and also stopped getting married to a bias. Next one, how do you go about receiving payouts? So I personally, I'm not in a rush to make $50,000 a month. It sure would be nice, but I personally just take one payout a month of $1,000 to $2,000, and as of right now, that gets me by. But I'm still trying to build buffer in my account, so I don't want to take these $5,000 payouts because I'm personally just not ready for that, and that's okay. So my goal, and this is actually really easy on my psychology because one payout a month, it's super doable, right? If you hold yourself to a goal of 4 payouts a month, well, you're going to have to be super consistent and win almost every single day and have a green day every single day, and that's going to be super hard to do. And as soon as you don't do that, you're going to start getting into your head and you're probably going to become an emotional trader. So I just hold myself to 1 payout a month. If I can achieve 2, awesome. It is what it is. But as long as I get that 1 a month, get that $5,000 to $10,000 as of right now, I'm golden. That's really all I need. And yeah, I really just tried to build buffer at the end of the day. When did trading finally click for you? So I have written down here, after about 6 months of losing and realizing my losses aren't losses, they're only lessons. So quick and funny story real quick. Every time I would take a loss, I would treat it like a loss, and I wouldn't want to look at it. I wouldn't want to go review my loss. I wouldn't want to go review my trade. Didn't even want to journal it, right? The only trades I would want to journal was the winning trades, and if anything, it should be completely opposite, right? It should be flipped. As soon as I flipped my the way I think about trading, I guess you can say, as soon as I flipped that and realized, okay, every loss is a lesson. There's something I can learn from this. Whether it's XYZ, whatever the case may be, why did I lose? Let's figure out why I got stopped out and let's see what we could have done better. As soon as I started doing that and starting to narrow down, okay, why I got stopped out or whatever the case may be, why I went break even, why my full TP didn't hit and I should have full closed here, whatever the case may be, right? As soon as I started thinking like that, my discretion really increased, my psychology increased, everything increased because I started getting that live market experience and I started looking at stuff from a different point of view. As if you just look at losses like a loss instead of a lesson, well, you're probably not going to make it that far in trading, because at that point you're just trading emotionally. So I say look at them as lessons, figure out what the hell you could have done better, even your wins, right? Figure out what you could have done better with your wins, and then just go on from there. So that is how I go about handling losses, and what really kind of clicked for me. How old were you when you first started trading? So I first started trading when I was 21. I started in February of 2025, and that was the next question. When did you start trading? February of 2025. However, I've been holding crypto ever since I turned 18, so I kind of had like a general understanding of how the markets worked. Nothing too severe. But yeah, I started actually learning how to day trade in February of 2025 when I was 21. I'm 22 now. How did you stop rushing the process? And I have written down here, realizing I was starting back at square one over and over and over again. Okay, what happens when you rush a setup? You lose money. What happens when you rush a payout? You blow the money in your account. Okay, what happens when you rush an eval and try to pass it as fast as possible? You blow that account. Okay, so after just doing that over and over and over again and making zero fucking progress by trying to rush the process, I finally realized that I'm just starting back at square one every single time, and I'm actually gaining no progress whatsoever. Okay, once I started taking it day by day, that is when everything changed. And I'll tell you the exact moment I stopped rushing the process, and that was about late June. I'll never forget. Late June came around, and I finally passed my next set of Top Step evaluations. I had a max out low on Top Step, so now I had 5 XFAs, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna try to just take my time. If I have a $200 winning day, cool. If I have a $200 losing day, whatever. You guys should see my last like 2 weeks of June. I was making 30 bucks a day, 20 bucks a day. July came around, I just built buffer all of July. Finally took my first payout at the end of July, and then August came around and I made $30,000 that month. Why? Because I was super patient, and I was just building buffer for June and July together. So that is really how I stopped rushing the process, was just taking it day by day and just not worrying about the future, right? Take it one day at a time. What made you finally become profitable? Same thing I just talked about. I stopped rushing the process and stopped worrying about P&L. Every day I would log on to the charts and worry about how much money I can make. When I started taking profits where I should take profits at, right? Internal highs and lows, unfilled for value gaps, whatever the case may be, possible areas of reversal that price can reverse off of and either stop me out at break even or stop me out in general. Take my wins and get the hell off. Stop over trading. Okay, take what the market is giving you, because as soon as you try to get extra greedy, you're going to get fucked. I truly, wholeheartedly promise you, you are going to get fucked if you get greedy in this market. What is your favorite thing about trading? This is actually a really good question, because my personal favorite thing is being able to have locational freedom. If I want to travel, perfectly fine. I can still work. All I need is Wi-Fi. And if I don't have Wi-Fi, I can just use the hotspot on my phone. So that is, I really want to say, my favorite part of trading, because I can do it from literally anywhere. Obviously, there's other pros to it, and there's also cons as well, just like anything in life, pros and cons. But I want to say my exact favorite thing is having locational freedom and be able to work remotely wherever I want. For example, this past weekend, I just went to my boy's house, and he does sales. He works from home, and I just spent the night over there, and I traded in the morning, and he closed some calls. We worked together. It was awesome. So yeah, that is probably my favorite part of trading. What prop firm is best for beginners? Okay, good question. Right now, I would say Top Step, specifically for the fact is they just changed their rules. So they do now have a $50 account, which you still have to pay the $150 activation fee if you pass it. However, if you don't want to pay an activation fee, you can buy the $90 account, but it's completely up to you. And they even have it listed in their description as well. The $50 account is more so for beginners, and the $90 50K account is more so for like intermediate traders that aren't going to blow their first eval. But I would say Top Step, just in case you do blow your first few evals, which it's pretty inevitable, especially for like I would say 99% of traders. So I would go Top Step. Their payout rules are super simple, super easy to follow, and there's no intraday drawdown, which is a very good thing. I know Apex has that, and so does Take Profit Trader. And intraday drawdown is not good for beginner traders. It is once you start becoming more intermediate, but I would definitely go with Top Step just because of how cheap it is, and you guys are probably going to blow your first 5 to 10 funded accounts or evaluation accounts. But yeah, Top Step is the cheapest in the game, so that will save you a lot of money in the long run. What made you start your day trading journey? Well, because I can say a few things, but the main thing was I moved out here to Florida to do life insurance and close calls, like all my other friends are doing. That is the main reason why I moved out to Miami from California. I literally moved across the country, quit my job, moved. I then realized I didn't want to be in a cubicle all fucking day long for the rest of my life. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but for me personally, I just couldn't do it. I worked an office job already before, and yeah, it was cool, but I knew that's not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And even though it was cool, I hated, like internally, I hated waking up every single morning, having to drive to a bullshit ass job and sit in a, basically a, 12 by 12 fucking square box for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. That is really what I just did not want to do the rest of my life. Okay. Didn't want to be in a cubicle. I wanted to have that locational freedom I just talked about. So yeah, that's really what forced me to start becoming that, because I then failed my my test to become a life insurance agent. I still have like one more I can take without having to like redo the entire process, but I failed the test, and I realized like, maybe God is telling me something. Maybe I should take the risk, and that's exactly what I wanted to do and what I ended up doing to begin with. So how do you control your emotions? I have written down shutting laptop off and remembering nothing good comes from emotional trading. And that's literally the best thing you can do. If you lose a trade and you start getting emotional, shut your fucking laptop off as soon as possible. Close the screen as soon as possible, because I guarantee you're probably going to make dumbass mistakes if you continue to trade that day. And what really made me realize that was me crashing out for a singular day. Let's say, for example, Monday, I get on the charts and I have just a bad day. I lose $1,000, right? When initially my initial risk I want to lose a day is like anywhere from like $300 to $400. Okay, now I lost just double my risk. But let's say I win Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't trade Tuesday, and I win Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I make $500, $400. So what? That's $1,400. But realistically, I only made $400 on the week because I had that giant crash out on Monday. Okay, so not only are you hurting your like present self because you're fucking with your emotions in your head, but you're also hurting your future self when you win those trades. Now your P&L isn't as high as it should be because you had that crash out day. So that is really what made me stop crashing the fuck out on the markets and realizing I'm only hurting myself and myself only, especially my future self. And then you get to Friday and you realize, fuck, why did I do that on Monday? If I didn't do that on Monday, I would be up a lot more than I already am. And then you get in your head more, right? So just shut your laptop off. Remember, nothing good comes from emotional trading. You have to trade strategically, not emotionally. Every trader has emotions. That's completely fine, but don't let it affect your decisions on the market. We're down to our last two questions. This one is, how do I go about holding high RR / external draw on liquidity? This is a very good question. Utilize your break-even points, okay? If you don't want to take partials, taking partials was another thing I was going to talk about, but if you don't want to take partials and you're holding fully to that external draw on liquidity, at least go break even at a 5 or 15 minute unfilled gap, or if there is no unfilled gaps, at least go break even at the internal highs or lows. Okay, utilize your break even points, because you don't want to hit that possible area of reversal and then end up getting stopped out when you could just either took a partial, right, took half your position off, took a quarter of your position off, whatever the case may be, or just go break even, okay, and then hold. And just hope to God it doesn't stop you out at break even. But even if it does, then you don't lose anyway. It is what it is. But I definitely do recommend taking partials. At least if you're going for like 5 micros, 8 micros, at least take like 3 or 4 off at the first like internal low, internal high, whatever the case may be, unfilled gap on the 5 or 15 minute. Take what the market is giving you. That is my advice. I trade low RR, high win rate. So this was a pretty good question, because sometimes I do question myself. Okay, what should I do here? What should I do here? When I do hold to those external draws, I do take partials at the internal highs. Or if I'm severely convicted that it's going to go there, I'll just move my stops to break even. So that's how I personally go about it. And the last question is, how do I keep my emotions in control while being in drawdown? This was a hard one for me. Every time I would be in drawdown, even by a few $100, I would crash the fuck out and I'd blow it. I actually have a drawdown to funded series where I started $1,200 in drawdown, and I proved to you guys that it's possible to come out of drawdown no matter how deep you are in it. The very first day I had those accounts, I hit my daily loss limit. I was down $1,200 and I ended up climbing out of that hole and passing those accounts within 10 days. So go check out that series. I'll leave the link in the description after this video is over. But I put, just remember, you will be tested, and it's how you treat the test that will make you succeed. And really, that's anything in life. When God's testing you, how are you going to react? Are you going to blow the fuck up and crash the fuck out? Or are you going to take a deep breath and do something wise, right? Take a deep breath, get your emotions under control, and figure out what the hell you can do to make it better. Those losses already happened. You can't get that money back. The only way you can get that money back is by entering off of an A+ setup, your setup and your setup only, and not rushing it. Okay, it'll come. If you let the setups come to you, I guarantee you, you will pass that account. And if you blow it, then so fucking what? Then restart. It is what it is. But at least you tried, right? At least you tried instead of just giving up. Don't fucking give up. All right. Hope this video helped you guys out. I appreciate you guys asking me the questions. This was actually really fun. I've never done anything like this before. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Code LoeGpa on Lucid Trades. Link is in the description. It's like 30% off, $65 all in for a 50K account. Really, really cheap. No activation fee. And then the free Discord is in the link as well. So you can go check that out.